If you're disabled, you may be eligible for Social Security benefits. Brandon Ashburn joins us from Campbell and Associates to help us sort out this issue because it can be confusing.
Certainly.
Welcome.
Thanks, Ramon.
Well, let's jump right into it because I think some people are confused about just how Social Security defines disability.
Their confusion is understandable because it's difficult to understand.
Yeah.
Social Security defines disability as the inability to do any substantial gainful activity for a period of at least 12 months.
Oh, for a whole year?
For a whole year, yeah. And let's take an example. If you go skiing and you fall down, you break your leg, you have to undergo surgery, you may have some physical therapy, you may be out of work for 3 months, 4 months. That person can't get Social Security if the doctor says they can go back to work after that period. If, however, let's say that bone doesn't heal and they're out of work for longer than 12 months, there may be a possibility there of some recovery. But Social Security also takes into account their age, their education, their past work experience, in addition to their medical problems.
So the age, the past work experience, is that basically how Social Security defines who's eligible?
Well, look at it this way. If you take someone who's 50 years old or older, it may be more difficult for them to make a vocational adjustment. In other words, if they did heavy labor type work and they have some kind of back injury or a knee injury or something, prevents them from being on their feet all day or from doing any substantial walking or lifting, it may be more difficult for that individual to learn how to do a seated job. So that's one thing that Social Security is going to look at. And they have different age categories. You know, they separate younger individuals, those under 50, from those who are over 50. And then there's another category at 55, and then another category at 60.
Hence the confusion we were talking about.
Of course.
So you decide that you're going to try to get some money. What do you do if they deny your claim?
Well, there is an appeals process. So when the claim is denied, it may take 3, 5 months, 6 months before you ever get that first denial. You have 60 days at that point to file an appeal. That's called the reconsideration appeal. The problem with that is they're sending your claim back to the same folks who looked at it the first time. So they may assign a new examiner to it, and a new doctor may take a look at it, but this is a doctor that these folks have never seen before. So, you know, the process is sort of stacked against individuals who are applying from the get-go, and it takes so long to find out if you have a viable claim.
Wow. So what are the 2 disability programs that Social Security has?
There are 2 major types of programs. The first is for those who have worked and paid into the system. That program requires usually that you've worked about 5 out of the last 10 years before your disability begins. The other program is a welfare program. It's under Title 16 of the Social Security Act. That program not only requires that you be disabled, but it also requires that you meet certain financial eligibility requirements, and usually those are the same as Medicaid. You know, you have to have certain assets and resources, or you have to be below a certain amount of assets and resources in order to apply. So a lot of times if you are found eligible, if a judge finds you disabled, then Social Security has to go back and do an assets check, make sure you don't have any money in savings, or even a burial fund can make a person ineligible for that welfare program.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Campbell and Associates, they have offices in Charlotte, Gastonia, Hickory, and Rock Hill. They offer free consultation, so you can give them a call, 704-333-0885. That's 704-333-0885, or visit injuryhelp.org. Brandon, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me again.
Great information.